Hey everybody, welcome in. Oh, I just totally spoiled it. That's fine. We'll
you spoiled it. Yep. Yay!
Surprise!
Good job, Jess.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't think Seppy would actually be like silent as I for the next couple minutes.
Oh, too funny.
Well, isn't it true, Seppy? If I was like, stay backstage for a couple minutes.
People will be able to hear me, Jess. It doesn't matter if I'm backstage. my favorite Gen Con thing is, Seppy, even in Gen Con, I always know where you are. I'm in the vending hall with 70,000 people. People are 6-7 rows away, and they're like, I hear Seppy. Let's find my way to him. Like, yeah, that is the thing.
So awesome. Well, welcome in, everybody. I'm Jess. I'm joined by the wonderful House of Meeple here, Joe and Abby.
Hello!
And our wonderful, amazing, hilarious guests. It's Seppy Yoon. Hello, Seppy.
Hi, awesome. Hi, stream.
Hi. And to be forewarned, Amanda said everything Seppy says is a lie. Just kidding.
Amanda is great.
Oh.
Oh, I see.
Already shots
The
fired.
shade of it all. Yikes.
Oh my gosh. What? I said Amanda is great. Like, what?
That's awesome.
Too funny. Truth, that is a lie. Too funny. Well, tonight, friends, we're going to be having a nice, cozy conversation here with Seppy. If you have any questions for him, please put them into the chat. We're going to have a good time. Hopefully you brought your tissues because it's going to get hilarious up in this piece. So first and foremost, Seppy, for those that do not know who you are and what you do in the board gaming space, please identify yourself and what you do in the board gaming space.
I've been practicing this in therapy. I have low game designer self-esteem, and we're working through these issues. I'm Seppy, chief game designer and publisher for Fight in a Box Games. We are coming up on our 10th year of doing this, Joe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done.
Our 5th crowd fund is happening in May, which is very, very exciting. So I'm one of the cadre of people that you, of course, from Minneapolis. You've heard of Leader Games. You've heard of Floodgate. You've heard of Chip Theory. And, of course, you've heard of Fight in a Box. No, you haven't. Maybe Amanda's right. Maybe everything I do say is a lie.
I'll be fair. I never heard of it until I'd met you the first time. So, yeah. I know it now.
Well, no, we're tiny, but there's a million awesome game publishing people. And by a million, I actually mean like 12 out of the Twin Cities. But that's a lot. You might have heard of like Fantasy Flight and Z-Man. They're up here now too. Asmodee moved them up here. So, yeah, it's a lot of people. So, I do TikTok content talking about game design and publishing. I do the same thing at YouTube. I'm post-adult. What kind of things should I be talking about? Like my titles, what fits the bill?
Whatever you feel free to share, Seppy, honestly.
Yep. Okay. So I like to share in the form of questions. Joe, I know we've talked about this before. Do you remember how many revisions of my latest title, which is coming up in May, how many versions of Conquest Princess I have written over the last 7 years?
Oh, geez.
This is my magnum opus, Joe.
I don't think we talked about it. If I had to guess, I'm gonna go a little high. I'm gonna say like 15 times.
Oh, that's a great guess. That's closer than most people guess. It's 9 times.
Okay.
I've started over 9 times because I could not give up on the idea of a game about space fashion. I could not.
Okay, I'm already interested. Space fashion?
Yeah, in Conquest Princess, you are agents of the Tiara. That is the Temporal Intergalactic Armed Response Agency. And in Conquest Princess, fashion is power. And as such, I need to be turned down.
No, not you.
That's me. I need to be turned down, apparently.
No, okay. And yes, and so it is a co-op bag builder. Where you all share the same fate in the Bag of Destiny.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see that mechanic very often. It's really fun. It's got multiple missions if you're into that thing. It's super duper. But yes. So that is the sound of that. That is the thing. That if we really want to talk about what it is like to be me, it is what is your superpower. So Joe, if you had to personify something about you that is from comic books, what superhero or super comic book quality do you have?
Ooh, as far as like a superpower,
right now, like in real life, like what do you have?
Oh,
hair. It could be hair.
I think it might be the hair. It's definitely what's noticeable first by most people. So yeah, I would go with hair.
If hair is good, also like your telepathic link to Amanda Panda, that probably could be.
Oh, that is true. We definitely finish each other's sandwiches, and that's not a lie.
That's definitely a thing. Abby, what about you? Do you have a real life superpower? We have telepathy and hair for Joe, because Joe looks like the Muppet version of the girl from Spy Family. Did you notice that?
Oh my God!
We're not here to roast Joe. Come on now.
I'm having a great time.
I think.
Well, wait. When is that stream? Because I do want to participate in that.
The roast of Phantom Meeple. Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if like snarkiness is actually a good superpower.
Oh, that's 100% a superpower.
Absolutely.
Maybe like more villain power, but that's what I'm feeling today.
What is it? What do bards do to people? Like brutal remark. What is that fifth ed our bard ability where they say snarky things to people?
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's
a sharp wit.
A sharp wit. Oh gosh. I mean, it would be really cool to be able to.
No, this is something you have.
Something I have? Amazing.
Right? Yeah, something you have.
Amazingness?
You are amazing. Like, there's people who are marvelous. There are people who shrink, grow. Like, amazingness is a quality. Like,
yeah. So I kind of want to be like Jubilee, where she like shot fireworks out of her hands because it's just like it's just so cool. So there you go.
You can do that.
I could do that. What about you, Seppy? Okay. What would you do?
I have a super villain's level of patience.
Okay.
I'm half Irish and half Korean, and neither of those kinds of people let things go. We will tear our countries in half, and it's just fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Wow.
It's fine.
I was just like, hold on. That means none, right? My brain's not here yet. It'll show up eventually.
So so in this way, I've rewritten a game from scratch that nobody wanted to play but me until now, because the game is fantastic, and I feel like people's appetite for the insane has massively increased since I started this as a game project. Like, everything, everywhere, all at once is like the trumpet call for my type of action adventure comedy in board games.
Nice.
Yeah.
And didn't Michelle Yeoh win an award for that?
Jamie Lee Curtis got nominated. Didn't Michelle Yeoh? I don't know.
I thought she got a SAG award.
I think she did yesterday.
I think she did as well, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, there you go. That's fantastic. She's fantastic. I was thinking of the Oscars.
Nah, the other of the 40 other award shows. All right, what other questions do we have for Seppy? Because he keeps asking us questions, y'all.
That's true. All right. Well, you know what? I'm a fan of this one from Amanda. So, Seppy, what was the first board game you ever played?
Like on purpose, or I have like memories, or modified, or what are we talking about? There's a lot.
Let's go with the very first.
Yeah.
Like you're interested in the hobby. You see something on a shelf, and you're like, okay, let's do this.
I'm old, and probably it was chess. I remember when they invented the pieces. Like, I'm like, hey, that little horsey guy should move out. They're like, really, Seth? I'm like, yeah, let's do that. No.
You helped them design it. Cool.
Yeah, no. My siblings are older than I am, and so I would play whatever they're playing. And so I think reasonably chess, Monopoly, probably hit the table, euchre, poker, all those things. I probably started playing like too early for a human being to like, yeah, it can't be good for the development. Like, my personality got stuck at a very early age. Like, I think I want to do this. Yeah,
I mean, chess is a good one. I enjoy a game of chess.
It's so bad that my parents don't even bother to blame me for my faults anymore. They're like, They talk to my brother, who's a master successor, like, you did this to him. You let him play that Dungeons and Dragons. You did this.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's too funny.
Amanda Panda says that you are ancient and you probably played chess on a stone board.
Yeah, absolutely, I did. We actually used real peasants, and then we stuck them with swords when they died. Yeah, that's how we. They were serfs.
Wow.
And then she also says you were a poker shark at age 10.
That's probably true. I did this thing at my ex-husband's bestie's wedding. I took the groom, my ex's brother, and I took all the entire table's money. It was so bad that I returned their money to them after the night was over. I was like, yeah. You can have your money back.
Wow. So crazy.
That sounds like a great time.
That's too funny. Oh, man.
It's a lot of money. I can't take this money.
All right, Abby, what you got, my dear?
So first off, as if like people didn't know you're from the Midwest, you said euchre, and I was like, oh yeah, literally nobody outside of the Midwest knows what euchre is.
You have to touch the Great Lakes. If you don't touch the Great Lakes, you do not understand what euchre is. Like,
yeah,
the rest of the country will play spades or hearts where the space that euchre fits. But euchre is brilliant, and it's quick. It's partnered, which is really fun. Yeah, I highly recommend euchre. I still highly recommend euchre. Euchre is super duper fun. It's weird that it didn't go extra places, because once you stop having that Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie air, like the spell of euchre disappears. Like, Canadians will eat, like, people from like Windsor and London and all those places, but then you get too far out, like the people in Toronto, they won't play euchre. Like, come on, Canadians, why you gotta be like that to me?
Everyone should. But my actual question was, what is your go-to player color?
Purple.
That's a good choice.
Good choice.
Love it. We should, okay, Joe and Abby, we should take a tally of like.
I was gonna say
player
we need
color?
to compile our data.
We should. I need to go back. I think the most it has been like blue, purple, and green. I think have been the most said.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head.
They say your player choice says what your alignment is too.
And what? Yeah. So purple means what? Chaotic, good.
No. No.
What would it be then, Seppy?
Oh, I'm gonna let you go find this. Like it's the whole internet. We're not gonna project colors on your fandom. We'll just everybody can figure out what they think that this means. I like I said, I appreciate this purple attire of this wonderful stream that we're in too. Like
yeah, purple's my go-to.
Yeah.
Purple's my go-to.
Purple.
Well, let's see. According to the Google machine, purple is neutral evil.
That fits.
Oh.
I feel that.
I'd agree with that.
I was like, as someone who
that.
primarily plays purple, yeah, I'm feeling it. Yep.
Yeah, Jess, it's a comment on you.
That's all right. And you know what? Also, too, Seppy, it is the color of royalty, so I could see that.
Well, you know, not for nothing, but just to peel the curtain back a little bit. I mean, we Abby and I have hung out with Jess, you know, a lot lately, and the niceties end on stream. I'll leave it at that.
What? You say I'm not who I am off stream?
What?
Oh no, you are. It's just a tad bit more. That's all.
We're getting real. We're getting real tonight, y'all. We're getting real.
I like it.
That's what this is all about. We're supposed to get to know the real us.
It is.
Well, all right. I talk to people about this on the regular when they want, like, hey, I want to, do game design. I want to do game publishing, but I don't know if I'm comfortable being out in front of people running demos or out being part of the media, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, hey. This thing that you see is part of me. It's an exterior. It is a part that I have shined up for the purpose of being palatable to humans. The actual version of me is still connected to the shiny part. It is no more real or less real than this part. Like, yeah. This is just personality makeup. You should let me put my personality makeup on in the morning, and it's fine. Everybody. We'll do this.
I love it.
It's all good.
I love it.
Yes.
I mean, you can't be real with your friends unless you poke fun, right, Joe?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's like I tell people, if I'm not like giving you a ration of crap, I really don't like you. If I'm nice to you, you should be worried.
You should be worried. Fear the nicety from the Phantom.
Yeah, when he's like, it's funny because like I've watched him and I'm like, you were really pleasant. How did you feel? And he's like, oh my god, I hated it. And I'm like, yeah, I knew because you were a little too cheery and chirpy about everything.
Like I am right now. No,
you would never.
I would never in my life.
Would never.
I have plausible deniability.
All right, Seppy. Favorite game night snack and bevy?
Ooh. I love a beer. I guess I'll go with like a bent paddle black ale if I'm going to pick a beverage.
Yeah.
If it's a non-alcoholic, like, because it's game night, I'm there to relax and play a game. Then it'd probably be a lemonade. Like, so one of those two. I can have an adult beverage. I'd choose like a quality indie beer. Snackies. I love snackies so much. Let's see. I default to chips and salsa, but that doesn't necessarily make it my favorite. Let's see. Yeah. I do love me some of those, like, Red Hot Blues and probably either salsa or hummus or some form of that. Those probably my Yeah, but it might not be the best game night food because, you know, it gets on your fingers. But, yeah.
Well, we keep telling people that are on here, use the chopsticks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Joe and Abby got those nice little ring chopsticks.
Oh, those things are amazing.
I bought them literally just so that I could snack at the game table and not feel bad.
Yeah.
I love this. These are innovations. You are innovators.
Yeah. We tend to make people feel enlightened after they come on the show.
If we've taught somebody something, we've done our job.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Or inspired a new game design. That's another one that we've done.
Oh, we've done a couple of those.
Yeah. All right, Joseph, what you got?
All right, Seppy, last thing you backed on crowdfunding.
Broken and Beautiful. Definitely I backed that. Nut Hunt. I backed that. Yes. It's got to be one of those two more recent ones. Did somebody have something even more recently? Did I do something for Zine Month? I don't know if I did. I wanted to. Yeah, I'm going to have to say Broken and Beautiful is probably good by Jeff Tidball. I definitely did that. Jasper's Nut Hunt from TikTok. I definitely did those.
Okay.
It's got to be one of those two. I forgot chronologically order because when you're old, your perception of time changes greatly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like your perception of time is irrelevant because it just all kind of blurs together.
Yeah, it's just a mesh of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a mesh of stuff. A continuum, a loop.
Abby.
Do you have a fan experience, like where you met someone famous in the hobby and had your fan moment?
Yes. If you really want to talk about like sides of you your fans don't get to see, I have a fan crush on Easy Cat, Jason Headley, and he came to talk about my games at Gen Con last Gen Con, and I just clammed up.
That's
just
it?
like that. That's it. Just an inability to talk. The other people who have that I have that problem because I feel like they're just too beautiful as humans could be is Monique and Naveen from Before You Play.
Oh, they are a delight.
They're so sweet.
They're so sweet people, but they're also just physically like gorgeous people, and I'm like intimidated by like game clones from the future. I'm like, they're too beautiful to be people. They must be like from Westworld or something. So that's the kind of thing that I say around them that make them go, that guy is. So yeah, that's those two as far as in industry people that I seem to have like strange like inability to communicate around. That would probably be those folks.
Okay.
All right.
Joe?
Let's see. What should we ask next? Okay, do you have a favorite game mechanism?
Yes. It changes. I'm in love with the bag builder right now. Obviously, Princess is a bag builder. I'm sort of obsessed with it. There's things that you can do in Conquest Princess because it's co-op. So let's say Abby misses or critically fails. In a normal dice game, that means that can happen to the next person. In Conquest Princess, since you share the bag, Abby has taken that bad luck out of the equation for the next player. It creates a really interesting. Obviously, there's more than one critical fail in the bag, and so you start like working your plans based on the probability of things that you can't do in any other place. After that, it's probably drafting. It's such a good mechanism for luck mitigation and empowerment. I think drafting is almost always the right solution for a lot of problems if you run into games. Yeah, that's probably between those two, like something new versus something tried true. Like you all played Sushi Go Party Golf, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like there's some evil going on in the reverse draft of that particular game. That
There really is.
Say no, like something like
It's
bona fide evil, like from the depths of hell evil, and I love it so much.
But there's a little bit of elegance to it, almost doing it in reverse and trying to go for a low score.
Oh, the beauty of that game is when something horrible happens, you're like, this is going to the next person. I feel okay about this. Like, this thing happened to me, but this worst thing now is going to happen to the person to your left, and that is magical for those moments.
I agree.
Yeah. Same internally. Oh, I did this thing, so the next person won't have the same troubles or options. And that, I think, is the similar thing to those two mechanisms, which I think I really appreciate.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, Panda's throwing some controversy into the chat, Seppy.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
She says,
no.
favorite content creator and Twitch streamer.
Amanda Panda.
Wow, right off the cuff.
Right, no, Amanda Panda. You know, her earlier comments about what, my level of truth says that there's only one answer.
Well, there you go, Panda. She says lies. You asked the question, Panda. He responded. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's true. That was Seppy's answer. So I guess that's it.
You throw some shade at me, Panda. I love it. Give me the shade. I'm like a fungus, or yeah.
Foglight chimes in. She's fine, I guess. Hi, Foglight. Love you.
Yeah, Amanda's all right.
Too cute. Too cute.
Amanda has this wonderful quality of being competitive and simultaneously massively positive. And that is a real, that's a real party trick.
It's true.
Okay,
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Color alignment, then. Panda goes blue. So what does that mean? What does that
I
mean?
think that's
I gotta look that
absolutely
up.
true. That's lawful good. And I think that's absolutely Panda. She follows the rules. She lifts everybody up. Yeah, that's totally Amanda.
What does it say, Joe?
Let's see. According to the Google machine, blue is chaotic neutral.
Blue cannot be chaotic neutral. That's insane. True blue is not chaotic neutral. Google machine lying to Joe.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was neutral evil wrong about purple?
No.
No.
I'm like, wait, could it? No, it's not. I'll just embrace it. It's fine. If I'm in good company, like with Seppy, it's fine.
No.
It's fine.
Let's see. You all saw that I got in the pool with Danny Standring for an underwater demo earlier this year, right?
I did see that.
But I trust Joe.
It's on the internet. You can find it.
So people might not recognize me without the hat, but yeah. So for that reason, Danny Standring without pause said, "I'm like, hey Danny, will you do this pool thing with me?" And she's like, "Yes." It's like, I'm there, yes. And for that, just willingness to go along with my insanity, Danny is also probably pretty high on my list.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's a good choice.
Yeah,
she's hilarious.
She is hilarious. Her whole milk thing during her top 10 this year. If you ever need to watch things as a series, like her top 10 games, her relationship with milk gets more serious as it goes. It's fantastic. That extra element kept me riveted as that series continued on. Yeah.
Too funny. All right, Abby, my dear.
Let's see. Do you have a favorite designer besides yourself?
As a human being, Jeff Tidwell is incredible. And he has his names on more games than people know. Like, I think his titles are like as producer, game designer, developer. From role-playing games or whatever. I think he's got over 115 credits. He's got a Wikipedia page, for God's sake. So he's probably my favorite person that nobody knows about, but everybody should. Let's see. To work with the Yang brothers are incredible. You own a copy of Mouse Juice Cat Cucumber. They're pretty cuckoo bananas. They've been a great compliment. As far as like people who make like games that I always feel like I need to play, I might have to say it's Josh DeBonis. Josh DeBonis. He's the guy who did the Killer Queen arcade games. And he's also the writer of, with his writing partner, Dice Miner.
Okay.
Yes. When your day job is making indie arcade games and you just for fun get to make board games, then that you're living that best life. So yeah, Josh is also super fun, super smart. Yeah. I would pick those guys on my list.
Let's see. Seppy, do you have a favorite or funnest board game memory?
Yes. Con of the North is the local con. It's like 1,700 people now, but you never know it because they all break out into these tiny, like 30-piece people rooms. And the hotel they do this in just has just a bazillion breakout rooms. And so you would never think that there's 1,700 people for the event. In its old hotel, it was more compact. And one of the first times I returned from gaming after a break, I won the Illuminati Liars tournament, the Liar Cheater tournament at a Con of the North. And that was hysterical because if you played euchre, you understand that card manipulation and deck manipulation is a thing that you end up picking up because people drink a lot and play euchre. And so this is an extra level thing you do to people. So if you played old school Illuminati, there's a lot of shenanigans going on. So what I ended up doing during the game was drop cards into my lap and piled. I had like 16 cards hidden up my shorts. And so the rule for the tournament was you could do anything as long as no one caught you. And so after they declared me champion, I looked at them and looked at the judge and he's like, and I said, "Does that mean I won?" And he goes, "Yes." And I stood up and all these cards just came crashing out of my pants onto the floor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's a memory.
That is
that's a good one,
that
too.
Is a very good one. Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, Soften Your Razor says, high drama, of course. Of course. Fantastic. Joe?
Too good. Okay. Let's see. All right, what is your ideal player count or group size for a game?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
1 to 5. I think the industry is right.
Okay.
So no number in between that? Just that range?
Just 1 to 5?
I like a game that's you can do solo. Usually it has to have some structural something that going on. If it can actually scale to 2-player, because the dynamics of each is wildly different. And the game that gets this right, and you should play it all the stages between point A and point B as it plays massively different, is Planet Unknown. Planet Unknown is an amazing solo game. It is a super fun 2-player game. The Lazy Susan mechanic lends itself to a very different kind of flavor, and it changes by player count. And so a game that's able to do all those, that's what makes it my favorite player count.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
Did I cheat too much on that answer?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so at all. Okay.
Adam Rayberg.
Joe's like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Adam Rayberg is Adam's Apple's game. They are also local. Adam worked on that game forever. I think it was like 5 years before he kickstarted it, and just like refining and fixing. For folks who haven't played it before, it's like Tetris meets Terraforming Mars.
It's a good one.
It's incredible. It's really good. It's yeah. Yep.
All right. So along those lines, Seppy, do you prefer co-ops or competitive games?
Co-ops to play probably. I'm really into co-ops now. Like Princess is a co-op. Traditionally, I write competitive games. But yeah, this is the thing. Co-ops, I think it's... So here's the deal. Gaming doubled in size since 2020. And the largest segment of people who identify themselves as gamers in this doubling in size are women who own 2 to 8 games. I feel like co-ops allow a whole nother segmentation of audience that helps redefine what board gaming can be. And again, this is like, if you have a solo version, you can also be co-op and so forth and whatnot. I think co-op play together against the game, it can be very inspired, like AI decks and all this other kinds of stuff. But for its genre expandingness, I think, and crowd inclusivity, there are people who cannot play competitive games for any reasons. Their name is Amanda Panda. But everybody, but co-op allows even the most cutthroat person to enjoy in the fun.
Nice, very nice. All right, Abby.
Turned it all around there. You didn't think I was going to go on that.
Didn't see it coming.
No.
What is one piece of advice you'd give to someone just starting out?
Fail faster is the classic. Folks who are making games, people think you play test to find flaws. You're going to find flaws, but that's like the lowest level of kung fu for playtesting. The 36th chamber of kung fu for playtesting is when your playtesters inspire you to new mechanisms and new games because you understand how they intuited the fun. And so, yeah.
All right.
Joe?
Okay. Let's see. I had my question.
I'm not used to this. Fire off a question and then no response. I feel judged after every one of these questions. You give me 0 response. You're like, he went with the Shaw Brothers reference. That's what the old guy did. He remembered when Kung Fu movies were made in Hong Kong. Yeah, when Gordon Liu and yeah, no, that's a thing.
That is true. Okay.
We got to do a new thing, Abby. When there's the awkward silence before Jess whips the table and gets it, you need to say something about the thing that I said. And it could just be like when Minnesotans would say, "Oh, interesting." Yeah, that's something.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sorry, Seppy, I have to keep the train going. That's what I do.
Where is its destination, Jess? I thought we had arrived at Sweet. We were already in the chill capital of everywhere. This is so like, yeah.
Hey, in the words of Detective Peralta, it's not about the destination; it's about the journey.
Or the body count. Yeah, I'm on board.
Or the body count.
Or the body count. That works too. Okay.
Like, so many people look at crime fiction and real crime podcasts. But what really troubles me about the internet is how many times people stumble on my stuff searching for, what is it, ASMR? I'm like, how am I like the voice of whispering and like sleepy time? When like, how did I end up in that pool of people? Tell me.
It's a skill.
I don't understand this. Like, I am like, whoa. I'm the guy, the Gen Con 6 rows, 70,000 people. That's me. Like, I don't understand this other, like, how I see the internet. But all right, yes.
It's a special talent. It's a special talent.
It really is. Okay, is there someone you've looked up to as a mentor that has aided you in your professional journey?
Mentor. Well, I was in the hospital. I was in the OR when Al Gore gave birth to the internet. So, you know, just hanging out in the operating theater. He was up in the stirrups, and out came the internet. So I was there for that.
Oh man.
Abby, cue Abby.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Thank you. It's like, I don't like. Are any of you old enough to remember Benny Hill?
Of course. Who doesn't know that iconic theme song?
Right. Now, and you remember Stewie from Family Guy would do a Benny Hill reference. Where he, like, I thought for years that I was a heterosexual because I wanted to chase girls around like Benny Hill. And it's just because I thought that that's what fun was. Later on, I'm like, that's not how you treat women. That's not how anybody should be treated. But like this weird idea, like this was comedy of this era. So let's see, like mentors, Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett. And you might think this is weird, but at Fight in the Box, we like to say, we believe in the power of laughter and storytelling. We make games. And so the reason you need that power is there's so many things that people think about that's wrong with other people, or all the things that keep each other apart. And I look at these people who helped me figure out laughter in a time of, you know, it was pretty awful being gay and Asian in the 80s in Detroit. And but this idea that you can find other people with stories, you can find other people who can make you laugh, and you can find common ground. That's why I would say these queens of comedy might be people that I looked up to. Yeah. Otherwise, it's Al Gore and the internet, the OR. That definitely happened. Amanda Panda is not being proven right by my story.
Well, I mean, not gonna lie, that's a fantastic answer. Like,
yeah. Oh my god.
Very,
I was
very
there.
unique.
I was there. Like, oh my god. Oh, people like Al who?
Al what? No.
Yeah, Al Gore, the guy who's married to the woman who owns ketchup.
Yeah, like I love ketchup. I just love ketchup.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
But other than that, like John Nephew locally, he's the owner of Atlas Games. That guy's fantastic. There is a Seppy-shaped hole in Eric Lang's memory. I've had meals with Eric multiple times. And you know, he's a fantastic human, and he's great for any number of reasons. But he cannot remember, and I don't feel like I'm forgettable. Like,
no, you are definitely not forgettable, at least to me.
Like, he's just like, he looks at me and goes,
really?
That's it.
That's fantastic.
Like everybody, like Abby. an instance of Joe, like who's he's like, you've met this person 7 times, right? Like everybody has like a human shaped hole in their memory for a certain person or a certain type. Like, can you think of an instance where Joe is like one of your friends or family members or something? You're like, oh, it's cousin Carl. Joe cannot remember cousin Carl for the life of him.
Funny story. It's actually the opposite.
It's the opposite.
It's me.
It's 100% the opposite. Abby forgets everybody, and then she'll look to me. She's like, "Who the hell is that again?" And I'll tell her because for some reason, I have this great penchant for like names and faces.
Yeah, I can sense that about Abby, and that's why I'm asking her about you, who never. But even you have to have a hole in your memory.
If I do, I don't know it off the top of my head. If Abby knows it,
I haven't found it yet. I think the only exception was I saw someone and I'm like, hey, I think we know him, and Joe's like, I don't think so. And I think we figured it out that like we met them like while play testing something. I still haven't confirmed it, but that is the closest we've come, because otherwise like I'm like, we know that person, and he's like, no, we don't.
But it wasn't somebody that like we know personally, like somebody you see like one time in passing. That's different.
Yeah, we like sat at a table with them for a little bit, and I feel like that was it. Otherwise, I'm waiting for the day for it to come to be like, hey, we know this person. He goes, no, we don't, and then I can rub it in his face that I remembered one thing.
It hasn't happened.
But no, it hasn't happened yet.
Well, it'll happen sooner or later. And when you do, take a picture of that person.
I will. I'll be like, first off, we need a group shot just for Seppy. Thank you.
Please do this. Memory's a weird thing. Like, my memory is better now than it was when I was in my 20s. All right. So there are a few things that I gave up a lot of. Like, one was things that are now legal in Colorado and other places. I gave that up. And then I gave up, but much better for my return to memory was no artificial sweeteners. Giving up these 2 things massively improved my memory and being able to recall things now. But now I'm getting old again, and so I can see my memory shrinking, but it had expanded out. And people don't think that their memory can be worked on. It's the skills that you use your brain for, like remembering names to faces and other kinds of stuff. That is the thing that comes back again and again. So the more you use a thing, the better you are at it. Yeah. So that's definitely a thing.
Yeah. I don't even know what the question was. Seppy just took us on a journey.
Yeah, that was a heck of it. That was a heck of a segue from mentorship to memory talk.
That's right. That's totally
Look at Joe proving that he has the superior memory. Yours is the superior, Joe.
Thank you. I will take the compliment in stride.
I will spiral graph to any particular answer.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna take Joe's favorite question, so I'll take his second favorite question. What is something, Seppy, that you wish could change within the board gaming hobby?
There's a lot, and a lot of it's under work, but a lot of it needs a lot more work. One of the things I love that has really gone out of fashion, but which was the standard, was gatekeeping. Like, gatekeeping is not for anybody. People don't do that bullshit. So I still think there's some pockets of holdouts in that area, but I like the fact that gaming has shifted to gatekeeping is wrong. Don't do it. Number 2, we're underway, hopefully, to include different voices for people in and around games. Yeah, and I think the presence of the fact that of new gamers, people who've discovered their gamingness in the last 3 years, being majority women, hopefully that will make that change happen.
Awesome. Well said, Seppy. And Abby, you want to add to that?
Yeah. Interesting.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
Just needed one word. Yep, I agree.
That's it.
Thank you, Abby.
That's it tonight, folks.
Yeah, we're good.
Affirmation. Seppy got it.
Yep.
There it is.
You answered the question. Either or. How did we even get on that tangent? Would have been enough.
Oh, so good.
Oh, love it. I love
Too
it.
too good.
Oh gosh.
All right, what you got? What you got, Potato?
What game would you never play again?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Never play again.
Yeah.
As in, I would like to make it so it is not even a requirement for me to play again. Like, it would never be mentioned to me again.
Correct.
Yes.
I love Steve Jackson. I love Steve Jackson games, but I never need to play Munchkin again. My gaming group was obsessed with it in the 90s or early aughts, somewhere in there, and I just needed it to end. And so if you need your game group that's obsessed with Munchkin to not want to do it anymore, all you have to do is play for the game to never end. If you don't king make and you don't want to win, one player can keep the game going perpetually. And I proved it to our gaming group. So 3.5 hours into a single Munchkin game,
Ooh.
I proved we can be done with this forever now, right?
Oh, yeah.
So not only have I answered the question, I actually
you put it to bed.
Thus the color of my meeple.
I think that says it all right there.
Yep.
Done, stamped, signed, sealed, delivered. It's done.
I mean, it's a good game. It's added a lot of people, but my time with it. Here's one thing that I would like change. Jumping back one question is understanding that gaming is a journey. Different people are at different parts of it, and you are allowed to move on to the next thing. Now, what ends up happening in some people's cases, obviously not everybody's cases, they feel betrayed by this thing that doesn't give them the same amount of joy that it did. Like somehow that thing changed. You're on your own journey. You probably changed your life, your appreciation for things. And you're allowed to move on and still have those good feelings for this, right? You know, people feel bad about movies that don't hold up. Well, games have evolved and gotten better, and gamers pick up skills and get better at games. You can love your time in a title or in a world, and not feel bad about it or not feel like that person let you down, but go on to the next thing. I would like that to be a wisdom. If that's too grandiose a word, I would like that to be a notion for people.
No, well said.
Mm-hmm.
I wholeheartly appreciate that.
Yep. 100%. 100%, Seppy. 100.
Yay, validation.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm glad Jess saved my favorite question for me. So here we go.
Ooh.
Do you still consider yourself a player first, a designer second, or has the creative process overtaken the hobby aspect of gaming for you?
I will always role play in any situation. I don't think I don't understand what fun is. I know that is a real thing that has happened to me. Like, for example, to get myself to relax, I help people with their resumes and get adult jobs, not adult entertainment jobs, like jobby jobs. I help people get jobby jobs. So that is definitely a thing. But for me, oh my God, I love a game. I think it's like, again, I think it is the ultimate form of like facilitated structure human interaction. Like I am awful in unstructured situations. I sit there awkwardly and quietly and don't understand. I need questions and agenda and so forth and whatnot. And I think I'm not the only one who needs this. A game is an opportunity for adults to talk to each other and have fun with each other without any other with any other purpose. It takes all the other pressure off. And then once you have this common experience with this other person, you're more open to trust and like them, no matter how different they are from you.
That's beautiful.
So does that answer your question of...
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Did I answer like, yes, making games has ruined him? No, like, I don't understand which one did I answer the question.
No, I think you answered it pretty well. For at least from what I gathered from that, you definitely enjoy playing games first. That's
All right,
what I get.
so every protospiel, my creative director and I will sit down to some poor game designer's thing and say, by the way, we are going to RP our characters through this entire playtest. I hope you don't mind.
See, so you're just having fun with it. So absolutely player first.
God, yeah. Oh my God. I think role players, if you had to like pick a flavor of what kind of gamer I am, I think I'm a role player first.
I get that.
Yeah, you give off that vibe.
Aside from your obviously jovial and bubbly personality, like I totally get you get into the moment, and that's fantastic.
So this week comes our companion RPG. Abby, what game of mine do you have?
The one with cheese.
Yeah, mouse, cheese, cat, cucumber. Very good, Abby. Very good.
I passed!
You did. So this game, all right. I know I've asked this question before, Joe, in and around your presence. How many pages is the solo mode, which is free content that came with this game that Abby has because she likes cucumbers?
It's just one, isn't it?
It's 80 pages. The solo mode for this game
is it really?
Pages. It is.
I didn't know that.
Guess how many pages the RPG, companion RPG, which was free to backers, was?
Oh, jeez. Probably more than 80.
Yes, that's correct.
Let's double it. Let's go with 160.
You are correct. It is 156 pages.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That is wild.
So if you will ask, back to your original question, who are you? Explain yourself. I am the most overproduced game designer in games. All right. Just to kick that off, we have a 32-page block print couture comic book coming out for Conquest Princess that talks about the dark prequel history of the giant robot. Conquest Princess, if you didn't know, is named after the giant robot, the most powerful weapon for justice in the galaxy. And it has a 32-page dark prequel comic book. I'm not going to do any spoilers for it, but when I say it's couture, it's wild. So it's a very different style than the board game itself, which is a more conventional style. And it's done in a woodblock print style, if you understand printing and all that kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
Well, color me intrigued, because that's just... Like you've got like all sorts of angles coming from this game.
Oh, the Princess Zero, which is the name of the comic book, which is 32 pages. We're gonna do either maybe a chapter time, each eight page chapters. Is Cuckoo Bananas. It is the second most beautiful thing I think we've made. The most beautiful thing is the art novella for Mouse Cheese Cat. Did I mention there's an art novella for this game, Abby?
No.
All right, so in the
I need it. I need it.
All right, the art novella, we only printed 70 copies. It is a multimedia piece that has fold-out letters, Easter eggs. It comes wrapped in butcher's paper and wax sealed, hand numbered by the audience with a hand numbered evidence tag.
Wow.
We made 70 of them. Joe, how much does it cost?
I don't even think I could put a price on that.
$1.
There's only one. It close. $69, of course.
Of course. What else would it cost?
Nice.
The other correct answer could have been 42, which is the number of pages. So, yes. So that is the most beautiful thing that we have made, and because it's physically like really impressive. I think if you just go by nerve, like it has a unique story in it that's not present any other thing. Yeah, it's incredible. I'm glad we made it, but I might as well just set money on fire. That is.
But that sounds so fabulous, though. It's
a love letter to our from us to my backers. So, Mouse Cheese happened. Obviously, we delivered early in our Kickstarter promise, even though every Kickstarter around us was like $8 million for fulfillment or 2.5 years late or whatever it is. We still fulfilled 3 months early on our promise. But it happened during a time where my life completely melted. And so as part of the creative therapy, this is like a love letter to our fans for believing in this so hard that I was able to get the belief in myself back.
Well, that's awesome.
I love that.
That's great.
So the story is incredible. If you ever get a chance to see one or pick one up, you should. I think we have like 6 that we might bring to conventions, but we don't have that many of them left.
Well, if you bring one to Gen Con, I will take it off your hands because you'll be with me and she wants one.
It's the most ridiculously unassuming thing. You got all this Gen Con shit. Like we were in the Moulin Rouge in Gen Con this year. Did you know that?
No.
Okay, so did you know where Upper Deck was with their Matrix square?
Yes.
So that made a wall, an impenetrable wall in one area. And on the other side of that was the largest lace and curvy girl fashion area in Gen Con. It had 4 booths. It was all like boas and a burlesque.
Okay.
And nudged in between that, the Burlesque 4 Megacube, and Atlas Games in a 5x10 area, and trapped, hidden behind Upper Deck on the other side was my micro booth.
I love it.
That is awesome. We're definitely going to make a note to find you this year because we need this novella in our lives.
The novella is crazy. The novella is insane.
Did you wear a boa at the end of it?
At the end of the novella? I'm not giving any spoilers.
No, not at the end of the novella. At the end of Gen
Con. Hey, sister, ho, sister. You gotta go, sister. I'm not gonna answer that because no spoilers, Abby.
Okay, fine. So when I roll up to Gen Con this year with a boa, just know it's just an honor. What I know to be true.
Any number of instances of going to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show in theaters during its original run.
I love it.
Got it.
Love it.
I'm a fan.
Should I get some deep cuts, Joe? Should I share a deep cut that you have?
Do it.
Wow.
Joe may or may not have cosplayed a character from Rocky Horror, Seppy.
Ooh, which one?
Yes, and then I'll totally spoil it.
I'll let you guess.
Riff Raff?
Actually, you know what? You get 3 guesses. How about that?
Okay, you said Riff Raff first.
No.
Nope.
Let's see, Janet?
Nope.
No, but that would have been hilarious.
That would have been hysterical.
Oh, what's Meatloaf's character in it is called
Eddie?
Eddie. Yeah, Eddie. I think you'd be amazing, Eddie.
Nope. Magenta.
Oh, Magenta is gonna be next on my list. That's fantastic.
There you go.
Fabulous? I think he looks fabulous.
Oh, you look fantastic.
My favorite part of that whole thing was the very next day when he was itchy from shaving his legs.
Oh, it was the worst.
And first off, I was robbed from seeing him of this. We'd been together a couple weeks, I think. And he sent me the picture, and I was like, oh, I wish I could see it in person. And then the next day I went up there, I'm like, just put the costume on. He's like, no, absolutely never again. And then he's like, I'm so itchy from shaving my legs. I'm like, that's what you get for not putting it on in front of me. And I just sat there. I laid there and just cackled at him. I'm like, you deserve this because you refused to put it on for me.
I like that. That takes so much of relationship math things for me. I feel like that's just truth.
It really is.
Yeah. AKH Money says lotion, Joe.
Yeah, I know. I failed to put on lotion because I shaved my legs a lot in high school. I was on the swim team, so I nared often. But I totally forgot the lotion and I regretted it.
You were a ne'er-do-well? Is that what that means? I don't think that's what that means.
It is now. You don't make the rules.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, got nothing. Abby, what you got next, my dear?
Horizontal, vertical, or if it fits, it sits.
He's thinking about it.
No, I think he's trying to think of the context of this question.
I was just going to say, I give that without context at first because almost everybody, but judging by your face makes it even better to give it without context.
No, like the games have rules. If you needed me to know it, you would have told me. I trust you. I'm going to say horizontal, I guess. That seems like the right answer.
It's just how you store your board games, that's all.
Oh, nice. That is correct. Have you seen any of my content, you realize I store them horizontal.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-oh. Oh, thank you.
No, sorry, I had to fill in the gap. Abby asked the question.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was like. What is interesting? Now I'm confused.
See? Now you understand how this works. Like, oh, look who knows so much.
All right,
yes, I love that. I love a callback.
If you could redesign one game, which one would it be?
You mean other than Car Wars? I've tried to do that multiple times. A game? Well, I'm redesigning End of the Line, which was our first big box game. I'm definitely doing that. I'm in the middle of that right now. That's fun. If I could redo, I think I would like to do I want Hasbro to contract me to do a solo version of Monopoly.
What?
And make it fun. To prove that I can. To prove that I can. No one would ever believe it, and that's fine.
I'm about to say that needs some context. Like, how would that even work?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, they have Cheaters Monopoly, which is actually super fun. Like, I would, like, other than that, like, other than my own stuff, I don't think I have the hubris to say other people's stuff, with the exception of people who were labor activists in the 19th century. I feel like I'm comfortable, like, 130 years later saying, maybe I can update your game.
That's fair.
Yep, that's absolutely fair.
I told her that in the beginning. You need some help? Like,
back when Monopoly was being created.
Right?
Really? Because she was way ahead of her time. She was really ahead of her time. She's like, no, you bougie. No.
Yep. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, keep on talking like that. We're never going to let you vote. For people who don't know, like, the history of Monopoly is actually way more interesting than the game itself. Before it sold out and became this icon for this thing that it was originally written by a woman about, like, how the system is rigged. On Wednesday, my TikTok Live is games with a takeaway. And we will talk about games that were designed to teach people something. Like, do you remember War Games, Joe?
Yeah.
What is Joshua's conclusion?
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I forget.
Jess, who is Joshua in War Games?
No idea. I'm a
Stream,
baby.
does anybody know who Joshua is
Nope.
in War Games?
Is that the one? Is that the one with Matthew Broderick?
It is.
It is Matthew Broderick.
It's Ferris Bueller versus Skynet.
It is a fantastic movie. Like, if you haven't watched it, definitely watch it.
I don't know.
I've never.
Okay, so Joshua is the AI in charge of war simulation in the movie, and they teach Joshua why nuclear war isn't like. If people want to know like what Cold War era people are like,
just watch that movie.
We were convinced not when the if the world was going to end, but when. Duck and Cover really prepares you to kiss your ass goodbye. So, I always thought you can game, and obviously I did that to the Munchkin people. If you just repeat a game on a loop, people will get the lesson that you need to have happen. And to the history of Monopoly, that was the original thing. So, like, where do games come from? We're going to talk about this a lot on Wednesday, but like, humans have game designer is like the second oldest profession.
Really?
Yeah, people have been designing games to explain the world or practice ways to keep themselves sharp so they don't kill each other.
Wow.
For as long as there's been people.
Wow, I did not know that.
Interesting.
Learn something today.
Thank you, Joe. The more you know.
Yeah, so we're talking Sinet in 2500 BC. We're talking 3500. So, and by people, I mean people defining themselves as people, not as like pre-people.
Right.
But, yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes. So games. Yes, we've been making it, and we make games for a lot of reasons than just entertainment. The original purpose of games was not entertainment. This is a byproduct of games. Yeah, the human animal is just a pattern recognition machine, and making something that throws up a pattern that you can recognize is very stimulating to our brains.
Okay.
I like it. I like it. Again, I have no idea what the original question was.
Abby, that was your cue.
Interesting.
I think you need to embrace this as your shtick for all of the guests moving forward.
From now on.
From now on.
Off guard.
What's Abby here for? Interesting.
And EC, thank you for coming in and for that subscription.
Welcome in, EC.
For 14 months. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the sub. Was that
you guys do a lot of work for these? Like, you guys prep in advance. You get people on board for the, you schedule. Yeah, it's great. People should subscribe.
Aw, thanks, Seppy.
Oh, we appreciate
so
that.
Nice.
We do. We do what we can. We do what we can.
And you triple the value too, like, say, Amanda Panda. Because there's three of you. Come on, people.
Throw the shade in there. All sweet.
Yep.
All sweet.
There it is.
And all of a sudden,
There's the shade.
shadiness.
I love Amanda. Amanda's, I said, like, top, like, personality for things. Yep. Play games again.
Joe,
Oh, wow.
Abby, I don't even know who asked the question next.
So
No, I don't know.
So that was like the tail end of my question. So I think I'm good from there.
Let's see. Ooh, here we go. We're gonna get existential now, Seppy. If today or tomorrow, because it's already evening time, if tomorrow was your last day on Earth, what would your last dish be? And you can extend it to like multiple meals if you want to, like a whole day of meals. What would they be?
So I like foods that like if there's a spider graph of foods, I like the things that sort of hang out at the edges. Like if you have like a continuum of spicy to like bland, I like the things that are insanely spicy and the things that are insanely bland. Like like on Saturday, for example, I just boiled potatoes and just ate boiled potatoes. Like the only thing that went on with those potatoes was salt in the water that I boiled them in. Otherwise, one of my first solid foods was kimchi.
Okay.
And so the dichotomy of Irish and Korean fight it out at every opportunity possible. So I would probably want like a parade of foods. To answer your question, a parade of foods that takes you around the spiral graph from sweet to bitter. Like I like sweets a lot, but I drink my coffee black.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like things. So if we're walking around the spider graph of flavors, we would go things that are all like super salty, things that are super bitter, things that are super sweet, and we go on this whole fun thing. But if I really knew it was my last day on Earth, I've been a vegetarian forever, and if it's like the last day, like Cold War apocalypse time, it would probably be Marlboro Reds and a bucket of KFC.
Now there's a choice.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go out, that's a good way to go out.
Yeah,
If I really know that it's going to be the end, I've been vegetarian for 25 years now. Like, I would return to like frickin' bacon jerky and Marlboro Reds. I even smoked. When I was smoking, I was like Lucky Strikes without filters, like filterless Lucky Strikes.
Oh, yikes.
That's how old I am. Like, shit. Like,
wow.
Tea is like meat. Yeah, that's what
Yes, meat.
no, like one of the other things, like I told you, I gave up artificial sweeteners and weed, and then I gave up red meat, and it massively calmed me down.
Oh.
If anybody knew me prior to this, and people did, they would say 100%. He is a kinder, gentler, calmer version of me.
Wow.
Can you imagine me, Joe, more intense?
I would like to meet this person.
No
not gonna
one
lie.
wants that. No one likes that.
I was gonna say that person
No.
sounds fun.
Yeah, that person sounds fun.
No. So, I stick by Marlboro. It'll probably be Reds over Lucky Strike. It'll probably be Marlboro Reds and a bucket of KFC.
Man, it's just
But that's
good.
only if the
that is such a great.
It's only if the criteria is it's your last meal because like the world is ending.
Yeah.
Like
That is seriously such a great answer.
Yeah. Well, it's like if you knew it was your last day, then like what would you do?
Mhm.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
There'll be a
Maybe T
whole
is
list of
enjoying some
things.
steak right now.
There'd be a whole list of things in the "if I knew it was my last day" list.
Going through your bucket list. That could be a whole other stream, Seppy.
They're like,
Yeah.
Seppi's bucket list.
okay. Yeah. Like there's a handful of people that know if they ever see me with said bucket of chicken and smoking a cigarette,
It's over.
they should just run.
It's over.
Run in the opposite direction.
Oh
Just
man.
run.
That's
Just
too funny.
run.
Just
Yeah.
run.
My meatball's the color it is for a reason. Like they just woo.
Oh, that is so good.
Oh man.
Oh, too
That's
funny.
also an old guy answer for that question. No one sane or younger would answer that in that way.
All right, Joe, Abby, what you got?
What is the most incredible bargain you've ever found on a board game?
Most incredible bargain, Kingdom Death Monster at $1,700.
Whoa.
Wow.
That was a bargain?
That's a bargain?
You know how much the retail version? I didn't buy that at that, no. That was their original all-in price, and that game is insane.
Wow.
Yeah. Like the audacity of that is an incredible bargain. Just because the audacity of its incredibleness. Not the actual, like, what you would consider to be a bargain. Like, this is saving me $4,000 on a board game.
That's absolutely wild. I mean, I've played the base game of Kingdom Death Monster. Like, that alone is like $400, isn't it?
It is. It's right. So at $1,700, the audacity and the amount of money that it saves you off of Emma, like full retail, is insane.
I'd agree with that.
So
that's wild.
The second answer that it fits the bill, but seems like that's a surprise from you, gay, biracial, Asian, vegetarian.
You're just hitting all the wickets.
As senior citizen, like I am.
He actually has a checklist, and he's like this. He's like,
yep, he's just checking them all off as we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that not neurotypical. Like I am like I'm like marginally into all these areas. Like, oh yeah, that counts, I guess. Right? I had asked, like they had a BIPOC lounge at Gen Con, and they're like, Seppy, you coming in? I'm like, am I invited? And they're like, you count.
But you count. I'm like, wait a minute, you count. Like you're in that description.
Yeah, but just barely. Like, yeah, you're where that line is. You right? You can come in. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I am literally the
buddy.
Oh, man. Too funny. Too funny.
All right, I'm gonna ask one more question, and then I'm gonna go get our special friend for our segment. In your opinion, do you think crowdfunding has changed the design process of board gaming for better or for worse?
For better. Just because it's created more opportunity for people to get their games out. More games means more players means more writers means better games. That's just math.
Right. You
don't even have to be Asian to do that math.
Like
seriously.
You had that one ready to go. Like that was in the chamber. Just well done.
That one's easy. Like you can have a lot. Like crowdfunding has changed a lot since its inception. People's interaction with crowdfunding changed a lot. But what you cannot deny is that it created this renaissance and appetite and massive expansion for the board game industry just in time for the pandemic. Like that's like saying has Critical Role had a positive effect on gaming? And the answer is yes. They've brought more people into it and shared their love and inspired so many people. It's just great. Anything that gets more people gaming is the right answer. Anything that keeps people out of gaming, like gatekeeping, is the wrong answer.
Well said.
Fantastic.
Well said, Seppy.
And with that, I will be back.
All right. So Seppy,
is he going to come back as Magenta? Please tell me he's going to come back.
I wish. I'd be so much happier.
That would be too much of a spoiler. We can't tell you that.
Okay.
Too much of a spoiler.
Okay.
All right, Seppy, do you think the terms board game and tabletop are separate terms, or are they becoming interchangeable?
Tabletop is more inclusive. Board game is more limited.
Okay. Do you want to expound on that?
He's like, no, I'm good.
I'm old, so I sort of like the subdivision.
Okay.
Tabletop is all things, includes miniature games.
Yeah.
Includes role-playing games. Where board game has to do with sitting around a table for a more confined and defined piece of time to accomplish a more structured goal. Ross from Heart of the Unicorn Games out in Olympia, Washington. Or is it? Yeah, Washington. He likes to say, games are just toys with instructions on how to play with them.
Okay.
I'm like, that's amazing, Ross. And yes, that is exactly what they are.
Not wrong.
Not wrong. And so the blur where it's getting blurrier is people like myself are writing role-playing games. People are writing companion role-playing games. Like board games have IPs so big that they have their own role-playing games. That kinds of stuff. That is happening. There's a lot of hybrid games that are, board game-esque. So they're blurring that line, but comfortably tabletop games encompasses all those things, no matter how blurry it is on the inside.
Okay. Abby, what you got?
What are your top 5 games for a weekend getaway?
Top 5. Twister, strip poker. Not that kind of getaway. Anything with whipped cream in it. That pie slapping game. Flushing Frenzy. No. I like games that can be an entire weekend. Like one game could be an entire weekend. Like Kingdom Death Monster, you can play the whole game the entire weekend, not just one game. Like it's fantastic. Let's see.
Panda says Honey Buzz with honey.
Honey Buzz with honey, exactly. Pandemic, those seasons, if I could have a pill for amnesia to play the game again from the beginning, not knowing the things, like the Pandemic Legacy series, you could play in an entire weekend. I wouldn't want to roll 5 games, I would say, okay, we're playing this game this weekend and we are just doing this game. A buddy of mine does a Battlestar Galactica as simulated. You play a game versus every phase there was in the TV show. So it's like 7 contiguous games of that game.
Wow.
In a day. And it's like a 17-hour odyssey. The audacity of that. I've done that a couple of times. I don't know if I could do it again. But that's the kind of thing that I love to have happen. So anything with a massive campaign and repeatability is high on that list.
Okay.
So let's say Kingdom Death Monster, Pandemic Legacy, any well-run Dungeons and Dragons-esque situation. I'm having a hankering for any of the indie RPGs that would fit that bill, or off-stream, like. If I had to pick like a World of Darkness universe or a oh nice, he's all dressed up. Maybe I would pick, I think I could have a lot of fun with the Avatar role-playing game. I think that would be an entire weekend. And then what else would be an entire weekend? Yeah, Magpie, Mark and those guys are great. There's so much Planet Unknown. As far as throwing in a traditional board game that you can go around, I'd probably Planet Unknown.
Okay.
Yeah. So that answers the question probably overly completely.
Yes, but
was I supposed to bring the coloring? Like the coloring was I did my homework and no one ever commented on seriously.
That's fine. No, just kidding.
Sure?
No,
like,
it's actually required. Because Seppy, it's going back here. It's going to be added to my backdrop attire.
How do I do that? It's here, right? Like,
so you snap a picture and you send it to me over the internet. And then I take said picture.
What is this internet thing?
It's where you were in the operating room with Al Gore.
Yeah, wasn't that thing that Al Gore kept on talking about when he was rushing to the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, we're going to transition here because our favorite friend is back. And here is his theme song. We got his theme song going. y'all can hear it. Hopefully you can hear it. If not, it's fine.
Oh.
The lovely Omari Akil did the song for Phantom Meeple here. But this is not just Phantom Meeple. It is Sir Phantom Lipton. So take it away, Sir Phantom Lipton.
Good evening, everybody. We've come to our favorite part of the stream, where we have come to the questionnaire that we give to our guests. So, as James Lipton did before me, and as Bernard Pivot did before him, it is time for the Sir Phantom Lipton questionnaire. Seppy, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Should I use long, dramatic pauses as I talk about my answers?
If you want to take the Shatner approach to this, you are more than welcome to. There is no right or wrong way to answer this questionnaire. Okay, here we go. What is your favorite board game?
My favorite board game. Am I allowed to have any segmentation?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can we do it by size? Like Millennium? Like, what are my things that I can pick?
You have the entire history of board games to choose from.
Okay. I'm gonna choose for its audacity. I'm gonna choose Kingdom Death Monster for my big box game. For my favorite narrative that you bring to the box, I'm gonna choose Pandemic Legacy Season 1. For a game that everybody should have with them at all time, I'm going to choose pirated versions of Scout with better art.
That's an interesting one.
It's so good. That game is so good. Scout is great.
It is a good one. I enjoy it myself.
Yeah, it also plays wildly different depending on player counts. Yeah, this is really good. So that's what I'm gonna pick. Of my own games, Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber is really everything you want to do. But Princess is my magnum opus.
Okay,
it's fantastic. It's an experience. Right. The theme might seem light speed, but the difficulty is dark matter. Just like me. Sir Lipton Phantom Meeple. It's smarter than it looks.
All right. I mean, heard you talk about it, and again, I'm still intrigued.
Let's do it.
All right. What is your least favorite board game?
Least favorite board game. Didn't we cover this already? Least favorite. I think I hate to rail on people on the Cards Against Humanity. I want everybody to move on to better party games. Dirty Apples to Apples, I feel like has had its time in the sun.
All right. What board game makes you feel the most happy?
Most happy. Happy. Huh. I'm gonna say as far as recent, Lacrimosa has such a dark theme that it's on total package. The total package of that game is better than the gameplay IMO, because there's some you don't realize how hate drafty that game is, but the components and theme elevate that game to a really, really, really good experience. And it's beautiful. The idea that it is supposed to be beautiful and moody around it makes me happy. But otherwise, it's boop.
Okay. All right. What board game makes you feel the most sad?
Most sad. Probably Monopoly, because my childhood kind of sucked.
Might have to expand on that after we're done here. Okay. What board game components do you love?
Good tiles. One of the exciting things about Princess is I've gotten to experience a whole plethora of tiles. Yeah, from dominoes to mahjong to Azul, like quality tiles are exciting.
All right. What board game components do you dislike?
Cheap ones.
Okay. Any specific ones?
Oh my god. Like cheap cards, there's no excuse for cheap cards. Like I feel like that is the worst of the worst. Yeah, like please put your stuff on good card stock for everybody. Like just please do that.
Okay. What board game is so bad that its name should become a curse word?
A game that's so bad. The game should be sorry.
Wow. There's such a elegance to that one. Wow. Okay. I like it. All right. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Oh, I've had such a life. I don't know. Like I've attempted them all. I've had a life in a lot of like I was in naval nuclear power, for God's sake. I shot professionally photography. I was editor of a magazine, multiple .com startups. I was VP of marketing. And that's even not even the after dark ones. Like
I was waiting for that.
I was just like, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if I have any. Like everything I've ever wanted to do, I've gone out and done just because I think it's fun.
All right. What profession would you not like to do?
Gynecologist. It's like every game has nightmare.
I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to.
It's all the school, right? Like I don't want to go back to all the school. Like, and we saw what happened the last time I saw a dude up in stirrups. Like, things happen.
All right. And finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh, I love the classic, right? Yeah, of course, the great answer to that is damn. Like, but probably. Sure, come in, it's fine.
All right. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Sir Phantom Lipton questionnaire.
Oh, so good!
Yay! Yay, Seppy! You were so close to making Joe bust a gut.
That was a challenge.
So
like I try to keep like the serious demeanor during that because that's the bit, but oh my god. That was a challenge.
Wow. As soon as I start talking fans only, normally people just throw up or laugh or both.
Love it.
No, I'm about to say, like, all right, gotta maintain my composure here. This is the bit. Gotta can't laugh.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay, no, I do want to go back to your Monopoly answer. Like, I need some clarification on that one.
Well, on Monopoly, I was doing the math because I tend to do this. Somebody asked me, what's your most played board game? And I think very reasonably, I played Monopoly every week, or either probably solo or maybe with my family, once a week, every week, or the kid version of that, maybe 40 times in a year, from the age 5 to 10.
Okay, but I mean, like, so you answered that for like the board that makes you the most sad. Like, is it because you played it that much?
Man, like taking a page from Amanda's book, I like to keep things positive. Like, looking back, it was not an awesome time. Like,
Okay, fair enough.
It was not an awesome time. I don't want to bring people down with the truth.
All right, fair enough. You can leave it at that.
I just want to go back to sorry being the curse word, because, like, as someone who grew up in the Midwest and says sorry to literally everything, including doors when I smash them, I'm like, that hits so good. So good! But also, I would, like, if I had a swear jar and sorry was the curse word, Joe and I could take a very nice romantic vacation for at least a year within a couple of days.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, no, that's funny. Yeah, you can pick things for different reasons.
I like that. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, no, that one hit really well. Like, it almost caught me off guard with that one. I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, Panda sending you hugs, Seppy, and all the cat butt and panda butt emotes.
And some salty emotes too.
Yeah, and some salty ones.
Yeah, like, yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I have this set up from in my house, and I've been asking house guests, is my bear creepy? Because I have a ransom bear. Do you want to hear this story?
Yes,
This is anecdotal of Joe's question. Okay. So when I came home from the hospital, they put me in the other room for a second, and we're doing a thing. And then they come back hearing me scream like you've never heard a child scream. And it was because my older brother, who was 5 at the time, had taken my leg and twisted it 180 degrees around. And his justification for this, and I was fine, right? Infants are made out of rubber. His justification for this was that he was lied to because I was supposed to be a girl.
Oh.
So, as recompense for doing this, my parents forced him to give up his bear to me.
Wow.
So I have this bear, and it's still with me. Like, I have this bear that was not originally mine, that was ransomed to me like a hostage in Game of Thrones, like a ward in Game of Thrones from...
Oh, my goodness.
And I have it. I have it.
Wow.
That is fantastic.
That is
I love it.
fantastic. Oh, goodness me. Oh, and with that being said, Joe, Abby, do you have any final questions for Seppy before we wrap this evening?
I think everything that could be said has been said. I think this is a good,
Seppy left it all on the table.
Place to end.
Yes.
Everybody's like, oh, we got it. Oh, God.
No, this is fantastic.
Abby, you're like, Seppy, what did we say about sharing? We need like a horn that you can beep every time the truth comes out of my mouth. So Amanda knows not to listen, and for me to like turn it down. So you want the truth, but your truth is like here, but we want this truth.
Oh my goodness.
Too funny. Well, all right, Seppy, let everybody know what you've got coming up. You keep mentioning this wonderful princess game. So tell us more about that and what other things are coming up from Fight in the Box.
Okay, so this week the Mouse Cheese Cat Cucumber role-playing game is up for people to buy a digital download as a companion to the actual physical game. I highly recommend that. If you're looking for a heist RPG with a twist, in the game you role-play in like standard indie fun fashion, but there's a sneaky mechanic. So you're given cards from this game as you play, and when particularly you are helpful to the other players. Either you volunteer your help, or the GM awards you for being helpful to other players. You get one of these cards from the game. These cards have cogs in them. Joe, you play this game. And the player who collects the most cogs of one or either of the two colors gets to, after the adventure is over, after you successfully pulled off the heist, gets to narrate the way that they took all the loot from the other players and walk away with the score.
I love that.
It's not, you don't get to do that if you're the player who's meanest or sneakiest. You're the player who is the nicest and sneakiest. Like, you get to do this by helping other players and being the most amiable, and then you can make your betrayal then known in a very Kaiser Soze sort of way at the end.
Interesting.
No, it's great. It also, if you've ever wanted to be like an evil cucumber or a cat or a mechanical minion, you can play those as the standard character races in the Mouse Cheese. Like foodstuffs, animals, and minions are the standard. So there are no guns in the world. They've been all replaced by bananas.
I love that.
So it is great fun. It's filled with puns.
As life should be.
It's 150 pages. The two supplements are Things to Steal and Where to Find Them, and Foodstuffs and Felons. And the core book is 50 pages. The other two supplements are 50 pages each. It's fantastic. If you like our art, there's a lot more original art for that. So that's coming up this week. Otherwise, then we're just revving up for the launch sequence for Conquest Princess. People should sign up for our newsletter because there will be teasers and other things. We also have specials if you sign up for the Kickstarter page and then our first day backer, for two reasons. Number one, we want to give people something extra for going out of their way to put it in their schedule. Number two, it is the time you can be the most impactful and make the biggest difference in an indie publisher's life. And so if you really want to make crowdfunding what it could be for helping independent voices, helping diverse voices, first day backing for somebody who makes you think, I want that person in gaming, is the thing that they can do most. And if you sign in my newsletter, then you will make sure that you will hear about it, or our socials. Fight in the Box at all places, except for Twitch. That's why I come here.
Perfect. Perfect. We love it. Awesome. All right, Joe, Abby, what you all got coming up this week?
Let's see. Tomorrow we're playing Istanbul, and then
Not Constantinople?
Not Constantinople. Nope, that's nobody's business but the Turks. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. On Friday, we're going to be playing Codex Naturalis, favorite of ours. Let's see, what else we got going on Thursday? Amanda, Panda, and I on the Panda and Phantom show. We'll be playing Oros from Lucky Duck Games. So tune in, folks. A lot of good stuff coming up.
Nice. Very nice. And for me, friends, you can catch me on Wednesday. I'm going to be playing Wingspan Digital on Steam because I've had it forever and I haven't opened it and played it yet. So I'm going to be doing that at 11 a.m. Pacific. And then Friday, also at 11 a.m. Pacific, I'm going to be over on Tantaralis' stream for his birthday. We're going to be playing some fun party games and kind of cooperative games also to celebrate that at 11 a.m. Pacific time. But you can catch everything on my social at Jess_CCG for all the times and dates and everything. Seppy, if we haven't said this already, we love you. This has been an absolute joy.
This was a blast.
You here.
You're all very nice to lie to an old man. I really appreciate. Like, you don't understand. Us senior citizens, we really function on the lives of younger people. Like, we'll call you. Your story was interesting. Yes, we still think you're sexy, daddy. These lies are the thing that keep us going.
Oh, just wait till we tell you what we think after we sign off.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my, says
Oh
HK,
my.
AKA H Money. Yeah. Oh my. Cue your George Takei. There you go.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna send you all over on a Great Train to Heart board games. They are currently, it looks like they're playing. It says Welcome to the Moon and Rabble, but it looks like it might be on to Rabble right now because Welcome to the Moon has not started yet. So send you over there. Give them all the love and emotes in the chat. If you are a subscriber to my channel, be sure to use the raid emotes there. Otherwise, some fun emotes are always appreciated. And with that, friends, stay safe, enjoy your board games, be kind to one another, and thanks so much for tuning in to this stream, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.